Sponsored by Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal on 2K Sports, and the NBA season is about to begin. Our game tonight featuring the Portland Trail Blazers as they go up against the Spurs in San Antonio. You take a look at the Spurs. It's always an exciting time of the year as fans and other players and coaches around the league all getting a first look at how they might be shaping up for the upcoming season. One of those guys who can really shoot the ball, and for him, the playoffs in 2014, a breakthrough. We're talking about Danny Green, Shaq.
Yes, he is perfect for the Spurs. He runs off screens and knocks down threes, especially when I tell him to leave it all the time. If you take a look at this right here, Ernie, he releases the shot, and he leaves it up there as it goes in. Yak 'em.
You're trying to tell me that your advice to Danny shooting has paid off. Come on.
Yes, it has.
Come on.
I taught Dennis Scott, I taught Glenn Rice, I taught Brian Shaw. Leave it.
Time now to go out to Kevin for the tip.
And now your San Antonio Spurs starting lineup. A 6'11" center from Brazil, number 22, Iago. At 6'6", number 14, Daniel Green. A 6'7" forward from San Diego State, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. A 6'2" guard from France, number 9, Tony Parker. A 6'11" forward from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan. Your head coach is Greg Popovich.
Welcome, everyone. This is what you've been waiting for. The NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time, it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. And the Trailblazers start out with the ball. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Aldridge and Lopez are down low. Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt, and it's Batum in at the 3. Now here's Matthews. Five on the clock. Fires top of the key, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Matthews has got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Trailblazers.
You look at how the Blazers played last year, there was just so much motion in their offense, not just on transition, but also in the half court. I think that's in large part why they got so much better.
And Portland has possession. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Terry Stotts gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. With the amount of titles and rings the Spurs have racked up in their careers, Coach admitted it could be a little intimidating playing against them. He said Duncan is an instant Hall of Fame guy, and that can scare teams. We have to be fearless and play just like they are any other team, any other extremely talented team. Easier said than done, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you. There's a screen. Duncan with it, picked up by Aldridge, and the wide open shot from Green. Here's Splitter, uses the glass to finish the layup. Splitter's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Aldridge with a screen on Parker, and Lillard kicks to Lopez. Batum wide open, he fires. It's good from long range. Batum's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Kicks it to Duncan. Shoots from 14, and the Spurs scoring again.
He made that one tougher than it had to be. Didn't really need to lean in.
The Trailblazers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Parker against Lillard. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Lillard. Batum wide open. He fires. His 3-pointers off the mark.
That's the first miss for this offense. They've hit 3 or 4 to start.
Green with the ball. Matthews covering. Green kicks to Duncan. Parker right side. Shot clock at 6. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. I mean, he's great at finding a seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
And Parker with the quickness to win that race to the rim, and then his great touch, able to use English or just the spin on the ball to drop it in. Even when the defense gets there early, it seems like Parker's able to use that teardrop.
Second free throw, no good. And for Parker now coming into his 30s, the question, how will his game, so based on speed, Clark, and elusiveness, how will it age?
Well, I think that's a fair question. His game is not as much athleticism as it is those attributes of speed and quickness and elusiveness. I think the elusiveness can hang around for a while. The speed will go. But the fact he's improved as a jump shooter, I think will continue to allow him to be pretty good at getting to the rim.
He dishes it to Green. Back to Parker. 4 on the shot clock. They now take the lead. Parker's got 5 now.
Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens.
Especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Now here's Matthews. The feed now to Lillard. Pass to Aldridge. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
Nice pass. That one was right on.
Spurs have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. The pass to Leonard. Duncan with the screen on Batum. Duncan with the screen for Leonard. Splitter with the ball. Picked up by Aldridge. Green dishes to Duncan. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. Misses from close range. Batum attacking, and he gets it to go. Batum's got 5 points so far. 1:42 left in the first quarter.
Greg Popovich with 15 straight 50-win seasons as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. What a remarkable streak of success. And I don't really think folks understand what that level of consistency embodies. He's widely regarded as the best head coach in the NBA for good reason. He's the full package as a head coach.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Splitter. Bellinelli comes in for Leonard. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Chris Kaman is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. White, he's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Lillard. Popovich in the top 5 in coaching win percentage all time.
And he's likely to remain in that lofty company. Kevin, he said he plans to follow Tim Duncan into retirement. Not a bad plan. They pretty much came in together, so might as well go out together.
The assist, Thomas Robinson.
Ginobili with the ball. 1:02 left here in the opening quarter. And Diaw kicks to Bellinelli. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Blake. Bellinelli is covering. Now Blake. On the wing, Batum. Clock at 6. Came in a screen on Ginobili. Here's Batum. Again, Batum missing. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Feeds it to Diaw. And it's sent back by Kaman. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
Still 10 seconds on the shot clock.
19 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Blake. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Kaman passes to Robinson.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Well, you look at the numbers from a season ago. This team shot about 81% as a unit. Very impressive.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Here's Ginobili. It is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And for Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Pretty impressive quarter for this club, showing great confidence in their ability to come out and play well.
Steve, I agree. I mean, they've been the more aggressive team early on, and it shows.
San Antonio trailing here.
Well, what can you say about the Spurs at home? I mean, they've been dominant here for so long. It's a shot whenever the
Splitter in at the 5, down low. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Lillard after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Kaman sets a screen for Lillard. Over to the wing. And Wright kicks to Lillard. Clock at 6. Lets it fly. It's hauled in by Diaw. Diaw's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The Spurs were dominant at home once again, as you mentioned, guys. 32 wins for them, Steve, and they shot great, absolutely great in this building.
Well, you don't win 50 games for 15 straight years, Kevin, without being dominant at home, and that's what the Spurs have done. So they just get the job done. I mean, they're tough to beat here in San Antonio, and obviously a wonderful shooting ball club.
Trailblazers trail by 3. And here is Blake. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. They get it back. Robinson. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
They have got to put a body on, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
And Mills kicks to Diaw. Dishes it to Bellinelli. He feeds it to Ginobili. 6 to shoot. And another basket for San Antonio.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Robinson sets a screen for Lillard. There's a screen by Robinson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Damian Lillard, a scoring point guard, great three-point shooter, able to hit from deep range off the dribble, you name it. And, of course, hit probably the biggest shot of the playoffs last year, that game winner that ended the series against Houston.
A different look now for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Bellinelli. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Lopez, he's checked in for Kane. Aldridge comes in for Darrell Wright. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Steve Blake. Now here's Parker. He has 5. Parker, right side. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And for Lillard, not just a long-range threat, he's great running that pick and roll, driving and kicking to set up his teammates.
Yeah, he's really excellent in ball handling situations in that pick and roll. I mean, he can get his shot if guys go under. He can split the screen. He can create shots for other people. He's a real handful. And his athleticism is very sneaky, scary. He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Parker kicks to Splitter. The dish to Diaw. Green against Matthews. Over to the left wing. Here's Parker. Shot no good. And it's Portland the other way. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively. That's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together, one setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
San Antonio calls timeout. Duncan, he's checked in for Splitter. And a switch here also for Portland. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Thomas Robinson. Spurs trail by 4.
You know, the Spurs, because of their way of conducting business and their low-key personality, have never really been ratings darlings for the NBA, despite being considered and respected as a model franchise in the league. The team's color of silver and black, I think, fits their style. It's not really flashy or gaudy, but it does point out their business-like approach and how precise they play and how much they win.
Lillard dishes to Matthews. Back to Lillard. Outside for Batum. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Matthews. And Portland again with the bucket. 1:15 left here in the second. Pass to Leonard. It's Parker, top of the key. Into Diaw. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Parker against Lillard. Left side, Batum. From 10 feet out. And it's off the back rim. No good. Spurs trail by 4. Parker outside. Passes it to Green. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Parker's shot is off. The Trailblazers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Lillard against Parker. Back to Matthews. He kicks it to Batum. Shot clock at 6. Right side Matthews. Misses off the left iron. And the first half ends in a close one. Trailblazers lead by 4. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Tim, in looking at that first half, what sort of adjustments are necessary as you guys prepare to take the floor after the break?
Just refocus of energy at halftime, come out a little more focused and understanding what we got to do to finish this game.
Tim, we appreciate the time as always. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
I think like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they were all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
Spurs trail by 4.
You know, Portland, Oregon is a very different kind of NBA town. A popular motto around here is keep Portland weird. So a sort of counterculture that the fans and the citizens in Portland embrace. But it's a one-team town, and fans have always shown incredible support for their beloved Blazers.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, Batum and Aldridge are the power tandem. Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. And it's Lopez in at the 5 spot. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Spurs coach Greg Popovich is so highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris. And Portland, one of the smaller markets. They've got the weather situation, a little bit rainy up there. Not a top free agent destination, but great history.
Yeah, and for some players, it can really connect and click for them. And, you know, Damian Lillard said that Portland just fits him. It feels like home. And Robin Lopez said, hey, I'm a little bit weird myself. So for players with a bit of renegade or a different approach in their DNA, they fit right in, man.
Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. You know, something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar, but make no mistake, Parker is a true star and, most importantly, a proven winner.
2 shots. And Parker Clark, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champion, heavily decorated player.
Yeah, he really is, and he's shooting to become the Spurs' first 20-year guy. Now, how crazy would that be? I mean, he came to the Spurs at 19, so he's got an outside chance at it.
Sure he
He says his body feels great,
Yep.
and the way Pop manages minutes for his guys, he thinks he can play at a high level for a long time. That'll be fun to watch to see if it happens.
Good story, you're right.
Yeah.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
You can tell he's in a lot of pain. They'll take a timeout so that trainer can help him out.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. He thinks there are opportunities for second-chance points out there and implored them to go hard to the offensive glass for the remainder of this game. He also wanted them to know they should be working together to get their outside shooters open. He said, you know what plays we have to run to get guys free. Now let's run them. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Clock at 4. Here's Lillard. There's the block.
And they made 3 of their first 4 shots here to start this half. Portland Trailblazers last season acquiring Robin Lopez essentially for 2 second-round picks. Just a huge pickup for them as he solidified their starting lineup.
That free throw good from Lopez.
And Robin Lopez taking to the quirky vibe in Portland, a big comic books fan. He's written a pilot for a TV show. He loves to draw. So he's got an artistic bent. And that's fit in great in a town that embraces the creative and the unusual.
Now here's Leonard. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Parker. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
That's his brand of basketball, and he plays it as well as anyone. And as we get into crunch time, they need him at his best.
And Robin Lopez, a player who knows his role. Interior defense, speed, rebounding, hustle points.
A perfect fit next to LaMarcus Aldridge. A selfless, team-first guy. Does a lot of the boxing out and the screen setting. He's had an excellent season for Portland. Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
San Antonio calls timeout.
What a season for Robin Lopez a year ago. Career highs in blocked shots and rebounds, especially on the offensive boards where he tied for second in the NBA.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in, and a switch here also for Portland. Kaman's checked in. Here's Mills. Kicks to Duncan. Leonard, the pass to Mills. Aldridge against Duncan. Ginobili outside. Drills it from outside. Ginobili's got 11. And Robin Lopez doesn't put up gaudy numbers defensive rebound, but he's very good at boxing out.
Yeah, stats don't always tell the complete story. I think stats sometimes are a shadow of what's going on for real. The numbers are something we look at, but some of the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet help the numbers be what they are.
Here is Lillard. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Mills, defended by Batum. Duncan misses. Trailblazers leading by 4. Outside Matthews. Outside Batum. Into LaMarcus Aldridge. And the rebound goes to Duncan. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Mills with it. Lillard picks him up. Duncan right side. It's Ginobili on the wing. Releases. And that comes off the assist by Duncan. And now just a 2-point Trailblazer lead. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half.
Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In his 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games. Not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
Now here's Matthews. 9 points in the game so far. 58 seconds left to play in the third. Screen by Duncan. Here's Mills. Aldridge is covering. Mills with it. Back to Ginobili. Rebounded by Kaman. And the Spurs have done an amazing job, Clark, over the years surrounding Duncan with the right kind of talent.
And Tim Duncan has done a great job leading and making adjustments in his own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players who've been there. That's one of the things they rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention for their individual development. And all of their players were not lottery picks. Most of them were mid, late first-round picks, some second-round guys, and it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest levels.
Now here's Batum. Manu Ginobili unable to get his shot to go. Three-pointer right. The rebound by the Spurs. Diaw's got 6 rebounds here tonight, and Bellinelli kicks to Green.
Portland foul call. Thomas Robinson. And his first personal foul.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Green. Blake with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Robinson. Lays it up and banks it in. Here's Mills. No good. The third quarter comes to a close. And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Lillard.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. Diaw and Duncan at the 4 and the 5. And it's Bellinelli in at the 3 slot. That's the San Antonio 5. Blake with it, covered by Parker. Blake dishes to Batum. 6 on the shot clock. The feed now to Blake. Takes a 3. The offensive rebound. Here's Lopez. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Lopez has got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Trailblazers. Spurs trail by 6. Parker outside. And the rejection by Lopez. And here's the fast break. Here's Batum. Here's Robinson. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Trailblazers.
Now, we've seen them make that extra effort of rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
The number of second chance points they've gotten is also impressive. I mean, they've kept so many possessions alive with offensive rebounds.
Parker with no one around, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
A lot of people thought that Danny Green would build on his play from the 2013 playoffs last season, but marred by injuries and underwhelming performances from him. Definitely not what he or Spurs fans were hoping for.
A different look now for San Antonio. Splitters checked in for Duncan. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Portland also making some changes. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Robinson. Matthews comes in for Darrell Wright. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Steve Blake. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
And Danny Green last season, a dip in his field goal and three-point percentage club.
You know, he hit a slump around the middle of the season, but he finished strong. Still a highly efficient scorer in their offense.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
You know, as great as Aldridge was in the first half of last year, you felt like he was going to really kick it into overdrive in the second half of the season because of his all-star snub.
No good on the second free throw. And Aldridge, in saying he should have been a starter in last year's All-Star game, probably comparing the Blazers' record at the time to that of Kevin Love's of Minnesota.
Yeah, but it's not just team success. I mean, one thing for Aldridge, he takes some tough shots. 23-point per game score, but his shooting efficiency was actually below average last season.
Here's Lopez after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Matthews. Up top, Batum. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
Very clever passing. That was just beautifully done.
Pass to Diaw. And Leonard has it in the corner. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Portland leading by 5. Lillard outside. Down low. It's deflected. Matthews passes to Aldridge. Back to Matthews. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Matthews has got the lead up to 8 now for the Trailblazers. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. San Antonio calls timeout.
You know, there were some question marks heading into last season about how long Aldridge would be with the team. I mean, a report was circulating that he wanted to leave, but he denied it, and good for Portland that it was just a rumor mill at work.
Duncan, he's checked in for San Antonio. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich coaching his team during that last break. He urged them to do everything possible to create open looks for each other. Talked about setting picks, running more set plays, anything to shake free of that defense. Also, he said that he'd like them to operate quickly on offense, finding and taking shots early in the shot clock. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
All right, Doris. Here is Lillard following the three-pointer by Tony Parker. Here's Aldridge. Duncan with some nice D.
That was a layup. You've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
And he hits the bucket. Now it's just a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
And he has picked it up here in the second half, really lighting it up now.
Parker against Lillard. And Batum kicks to Aldridge. Takes the 13-footer, and he gets the bucket. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Leonard dishes to Duncan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for San Antonio, Tim Duncan. At the line for two.
He hits the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second half, despite trailing in this game.
Well, you know, that's when you need to be most aggressive when you're down. Another good job of drawing contact and getting to the line.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
You can tell he's in a lot of pain. They'll take a timeout so that trainer can help him out.
We've got 1:55 left in the game. Aldridge with a screen on Parker. And Matthews kicks to Aldridge. Back to Matthews. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Releases. And he overshot that one, missing. Spurs trail by 3. Duncan with the screen for Parker. Duncan against Matthews. Here's Splitter. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lillard outside. He dishes it to Matthews. To the left side wing. Here's Aldridge. Yes!
Well, you gotta love the footwork. How about that turnaround?
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. 59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
So hard to stop Ginobili right now.
Portland's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Sinks it.
A crucial basket. They needed it, and he gave it to him.
Here's Parker. Clark, no room for error here.
Kevin's got to be perfect from here on out. You're exactly right.
Had the space there, but it's offline. And an intentional foul right there. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Lillard against Parker. The pass to Lopez. Outside, Batum. Lillard attacking. And Parker comes with the help. Just 5 to shoot. And the Spurs with possession. Ginobili outside. Here's Leonard. The three-pointer, no good. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
You know, nobody wants to lose a close game, Kevin. It's much better to win those tight ones.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Wesley Matthews.